All right, guys, it is Friday night. It's about 10:30 at night. I'm out here to do some Atlas stones on a Friday night. Got pretty excited because I got some new Cerberus stuff that I ordered. It came in. I've got the muscle creams that I like. I've got the hot stuff, the Inferno, and the Sub-Zero muscle rub as well. You'll have to excuse me, I can't read this. Got the lights, they've already blinded me. But I know that I like these, but I wanted to demonstrate them just a little bit. I've always got a couple little things that are hurting a little bit. You always are if you're training. Something's gonna hurt, something's gonna be sore. I pulled a bicep about 4 weeks ago, just a little muscle strain. Really think it's a nerve, but I've been keeping hot cream and sleeves on it pretty much non-stop since then. Normally, if I'm trying to get going for training, what I will do is I will take a long spoon like this. Allows me to kind of reach areas that I can't normally reach. Get this Inferno here. I don't know what you can see, I'll get a better video, but it's a nice deep orange, which is a good indicator. Probably the best thing I like about this is it is hot, and I prefer hot. I don't think I've ever met a cream that is absolutely hot enough. Normally what most people think is beyond usable is kind of light to medium for me. But that is just me, and that's not most people. That's probably not you. What I like most about this, I can take this cream, and it's not meant to be like if you've ever used an icy hot or a deep heat. It's not that kind of soft cream you can just put your hand in. But you can take your hand if you have a hot spot, let's say a knuckle tendonitis, you can rub a little bit and rub that in. Which is really good, except now you've got cream on your finger and it's gonna be there for a long time. And now for the rest of my couple hours of training, I'm not gonna be able to stick my finger up my nose. Touching my mouthpiece is gonna be funky. Can't touch my daddy parts. Gotta be careful around my eyes, because even if you wash this with water, it can still burn you. That's why I use a spoon, one of the reasons. I can get just a little bit with this spoon, and I know if I've got a slightly funky bicep, I can rub it on that bicep and rub it in. One of the great things about this is it's not just a light rub and it's gone. I don't know how well you can see that, but it sticks on there. It's a salve, if you can call it. My grandmother used to always talk about rubbing on salves. This is a salve. It's not a cream. It's something I can just keep rubbing and digging in. So if you're doing massage work on somebody, especially yourself, one thing I hate is when I get a little bit of a cream and I go to rub it in and it's just gone. You know, I've got something that's sore and really needs some work that needs to be dug into, you know, a good bit. After 4 or 5 rubs on it, the cream is just gone, and you got to add more, and you got to add more, and you got to add more. Next thing you know, you're out. Hoping you can see this, the thermal effect that it has between the cream, and obviously me, you know, kind of digging in and rubbing. You can see it's creating that thermal effect right there, bringing the circulation to the area where I want it, pre-training anyway. And I am going to put elbow sleeves on top today, so it should get nice and warm inside. It's cold. It's 50 degrees or below right now here. Coldest week, I think, in history, or on record, they said, for April here in Cyprus. Now this bicep, I know it's got some funky stuff going on, and another big benefit of using this spoon, if you've ever done any kind of scraping, I like a really thin spoon, thin knife, but I know I've got some issues down here at the bottom. It feels really good up here. It feels really smooth as I scrape that muscle. Actually, I've got a rough spot right there. This spoon kind of allows me through my fingers to feel the rough spots in the muscle. I don't know what that is. They say there's no such thing as actual scar tissue or whatever. I feel rough spots and I feel smooth spots. So if I get a rough spot, which just so happens to be the areas where I tend to have the most problems, down here in this area, up here in this area, and up here in this area, I spend some extra time on them and try to get those areas to smooth out a little bit. I'm never going to get it all the way out, but I can get to smooth out just a little bit before training. And obviously there's no guarantee that this is going to help prevent an injury, but I do think it helps with pain. if I'm having some kind of tendonitis or whatever, surely it doesn't hurt. Surely it doesn't hurt things, right? Look at all this heat that I've created. Let me put a little more. In that area, I've created all that heat, and I've covered all that area, both biceps, and I've got really long arms. I've got a 6'7" wingspan, 2 meters and 203, something like that wingspan. But you look at all that thermal spread that I've gotten with that much. That's it. That's all I need. You can't even see it. So I know I've had some knee issues. I'm just going to get a dot and I can rub it in. That's actually too much. That little dot was, I feel like Bob Ross, happy little trees. Oh, that was true. It's just happy little accidents. That's all it is. Happy little accidents. But I do think this is something, you don't have to rub it in. You really don't. If you've got a knee that's really bothering you, you could take a little dab, rub it on, let it sit there, and then pull your knee sleeves up on top of it, and you would be fine. But I do like to rub mine in a little bit. You can do you. Whatever makes you happy, you're in your own little world here. You paint your own little happy place right here. I'm having way too much fun. My neighbors are outside. They're wondering why I'm lifting stones or why I'm setting up to do stones with all these lights on a Friday night. I always do stones on Monday nights, but I really did get excited when I got all these. I wanted to give them a whirl. Now I'm going to use this more afterwards, the Hellfire. This is a little bit hot cooling action. It's not fire, it's a hot cooling action. It's a nice little whitish blue here. I'll just go ahead and put some any place that I don't have something. Pretty much the same consistency, but if you like something with a little bit more of a menthol type, hot cooling type of thing, this may be the one for you. What I like to do is and this is just me, I've always liked hot creams to help me warm up. And that may just be mental. It may just be the idea of I'm gonna warm up, I want something warming. Really, really could. And then I like something like this that has that hot cooling action. You know what I mean. After training. So when I finish training, it's not cold. It's not cold at all. But it just kind of stimulates I don't know, it stimulates whatever it stimulates in a different action. You look at my knees, I'm hoping you can see that. You saw how much I put on my knees, the redness action that it's getting right now. Now that is at least blood circulation coming to that area. So if I've got a tendon or something that needs the blood circulation, but I can't dig around, I can't go to the massage therapist, maybe I can't hammer on it with foam rolling, maybe I've got a sore hip and I can't just totally foam roll the heck out of that sucker because it's too painful to foam roll. Take a little bit, rub it on there, create some heat in that area around your knees where there's not very much blood circulation, and you didn't see me dig around on it either. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of this to the bicep on the outside just so I can feel a little bit more what it feels like. When I fell about almost 2 weeks ago, I fell to 14 days. I've still got a bruise on my elbow. But put a little bit here just to get an idea about what that's like. That's that tendon or that nerve right there. That's bothering me in my arm. Keeps firing off, making that bicep go crazy. Well, all right, guys. Those are their 2 creams. I love them. I used quite a bit. Covered all the spots that hurt. I would normally take some of this, and I will in a minute, but I'll take a little bit out with this spoon, and I can reach my back as well. Get some on my lower back, create a little bit of thermal action, and get things feeling good. Some pain knocked out before I go in to do stones. So anyway, I'm gonna get my sleeves on, I'm gonna load stones, and we'll be back when we're all done in a couple of hours. All right guys, just finished stones. Wanted to get you here with this while I'm taking off my sleeves. I did have to wear these sleeves tonight. The neoprenes that I normally wear, I left at the gym because I didn't plan on doing stones tonight when I left the gym on Wednesday, but I got all fired up to do stones. So here I am. This one feels pretty good. I don't feel like it got too hot, but it stayed warm in all the right places during training. See, still have a little bit of circulation going on there, and down here, this is the one that, this one was way too tight, uncomfortable. I don't think this triple ply, at least this size, is good for my bicep. There's a little too much compression in a spot that I didn't enjoy. But still, you see some redness from the cream, some heat going on there, which is what I need. You don't want to put some kind of cream on and then all the thermal benefits go away, you know, a couple of minutes into your training session. So after you finish, if you have something that hurts, decide whether you want the hot stuff or the cool stuff. I'm going to finish. I don't have any more upper body lifting, I don't think. Maybe some rows that I might do. But this right bicep is the one that's been giving me problems. Let me go ahead and get some after cream on it. This isn't designed as after cream, but it works. Man, that loosens that bicep up really nice, having this on here. Ooh. Again, I can scrape. I can feel the tightness right there. I can scrape on it until I loosen it up. Keep that cream on there as well. It lasts a long time. I can come back in a couple minutes, go over it again. Again, people talk all the time about, you know, not using ice. You want the inflammation, but you don't want inflammation. You don't want swelling. You don't want that area to be swollen and painful. The swelling is going to cause pain. What you really mean to say is, I want circulation. I want all the blood and everything to go in that area. I don't want inflammation. I want circulation. Look what I'm getting. I'm getting circulation in those areas that need it. Ooh. Man, that feels good. Anyway, guys, Cerberus Strength, Hellfire Inferno, and Hellfire Sub-Zero. Great stuff. Get you a few tubs. They'll last a while. I was putting these away. I did want to show you guys what these look like. Nifty little tins. I've used it today. You see how much I've used. You can't see anything. It's the Inferno. You can see a little bit better. I've used just a hair. Absolute wonderful stuff, guys. Wonderful stuff.